Okay, moving along to the most important game of the day. The best storyline in professional football. The best storyline in sports, frankly.
Oh, it's gonna be Cam Newton Bowl.
Cam Newton's back. I mean, oh my God, what an unbelievable Cam. People were like, so I was out again doing this little dad thing, and I'm trying to. It's like Y guides or whatever, and I'm trying.
Do you work on Sundays or what's going on?
Yeah, look, man, I'm trying to just be a good parent and not in like.
That's the first time I've ever heard those words out of your mouth.
I know.
He must have got in trouble. He got in trouble.
I was trying. I didn't want to like send my son with two of my buddies out to this little thing. We cut it short. Came back. It was watching Red Zone.
You don't have to explain yourself.
But the people I were with were all Panthers fans. And they were asking me, they're like, so what's the deal? Like Cam, like, is he gonna start today? And is he even playing today? I was like, he's active. I'd heard going into the game that they had a specific package for Cam that was basically, like a red zone type of thing where they had a couple of plays built in. The Panthers get down into the red zone, and all of a sudden Cam Newton's just in the game. I mean, he hadn't played with the Panthers since 2019, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And he became the first quarterback in the last 30 years with a rush touchdown and a pass touchdown on his first rush attempt and his first pass attempt of the season. He plunges in the end zone. I think he did the Superman. He starts screaming, I'm back. I'm back. He may have not done the Superman.
He did it on the bench.
Okay. He starts yelling, I'm back. I'm back. And by the way, Cam, this is a fun fact. Cam won the BCS title with Auburn in State Farm Stadium, where he played against Arizona. So he loves that arena. The Cardinals finished with
revenge game.
I don't know if that qualifies. The Cardinal revenge game for Hassan Reddick, who had 1.5 sacks. His fifth time doing that. Cardinals had 8 more yards of offense to Christian McCaffrey. And I mean, I think this is probably more about the Cardinals missing Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins than it is about the Panthers being a great football team. But clearly
they got smoked in.
With 34-10, Panthers win. This Cam Newton signing invigorated Breech the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, that's what it looked like. It looked like it lit a fire under every they looked pumped. They looked amped when they were out there. And we're talking about the first 2 possessions of the game, as soon as those happened, it was over. Like, you knew the Panthers were winning. You came out, the Cam touchdown happened because the Cardinals fumbled on their opening possession. And then Carolina drove 15 yards, boom, Cam gets it in. And then Cliff Kingsbury with Colt McCoy as his quarterback goes for it on 4th and 1 from his own 42. Like, look, I know the analytics say go for it maybe on 4th and 1, but not with Colt McCoy. The analytics don't take into account Colt McCoy. You don't go for 4th and 1 in your own territory with Colt McCoy as your quarterback. And so he did, and he didn't get it. And boom, what happens? Panthers set up right for success. And then Cam gets another touchdown.
Well, initially, Christian McCaffrey, it was ruled a Christian McCaffrey touchdown. They went back and looked at it because they review all scoring plays.
Right. And he brought
it back to the 3-yard line, brought Cam back in, and then Cam throws a touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson. I mean, people are losing their Panthers fans are losing their minds. No one's even thinking about Sam Darnold. It's a brilliant move by the Panthers, to be honest, Wilson.
Yeah, no one's thinking about Sam Darnold. I mean, the only thought you're having about Sam Darnold is that he's never going to play again. And you're talking about Cam Newton. PJ Walker was clinical. Again, Sam Darnold, they traded a 2nd-round pick for. I'm sure David Tepper is angry about the fact that he had to give up all that he gave up for Sam Darnold.
And they got to pay him $19 million next year, too.
They got to pay him $19 million next year. And I say it every week, Adam Gase is the real winner here each and every week that we see Sam Darnold. So, yeah, PJ Walker looked good. Cam Newton, obviously, you can't beat 3 for 4 for a touchdown and then running for another touchdown. And the vindication, and it almost felt like he never left. And to Breech's point, this was the weekend of backup quarterbacks coming back to earth. Colt McCoy, there were several others that we'll talk about. Colt McCoy's interception was, we say it every week, one of the worst interceptions we've ever seen. But he threw across his body about 40 yards and overthrew his receiver by about 25 more yards for the easiest interception that the Panthers probably had this season. And it got to the point where Colt got hurt, and Streveler came in, who had to play last year at times. Underrated storyline, James Conner, I think, scored his 11th or 12th touchdown. I mean, it is bonkers how much he's scoring.
So weird.
10 for 39 for one TD. But, we sort of felt like the Cardinals would come back to earth at some point. I'm not blaming the injuries because they played lights out last week, and maybe that says more about your 49ers, Brinson, or your former team, the 49ers, now that you're a Panthers fan, than it does about the Cardinals. But
Cool.
cool. Happy Halloween. But
yeah, turkey.
this
But you look at the Cardinals now, they have lost 2 of 3. They lost to a completely depleted Packers team where Aaron Rodgers had no one to throw the ball to. And they lose to a Panthers team who, a Cardinals fan can say, well, we didn't have Kyler Murray. Like, the Panthers had their backup quarterback. They have
PJ Walker and Cam Newton, who was signed
they have
on
freaking
Thursday.
PJ Walker and a guy who was signed on Thursday who probably knew 4 plays. Like you said, he had a tiny package going in these red zone plays, and that's what he did.
Hey-o.
A package.
That's what she said.
His play package.
I don't know if that helps.
That's better. So the Cardinals are now 8-2. I am worried that one, we had this long history of the Cardinals kind of doing this down the stretch
because Kyler gets banged up, and then you have questions.
And we have recent history of when Kyler's hurt, the Cardinals struggle down the stretch. They still have to play the Seahawks twice, including next week in the afternoon slot. Russ looked like crap, and we'll get to that in a minute. But that's to be expected with the hand injury. You still got to deal with Russ. They have a game against the Rams, a game against the Colts, a game against the Cowboys, and then the 2 games where it's clearly they'll be favorites, I think, because they have the Seahawks and then their bye, I believe. Right? Yes. But
the Rams are winning the division, and then the question
at the Bears and at the Lions. So they're 2 games where they're definitely favorites or on the road. I mean, they should win at minimum 3 more games, right? Right?
Yeah.
They're going to the playoffs.
Yes. They're going to, because even if they go 11-6, they go 3-4 in those final 7. That means the 7th seed right now, the Panthers would have to go 6-2. Like that's,
right.
Right. It would take a lot for that to happen.
But I do agree with Wilson. I think they're not even, I don't think they're going to win the division.
So no, they're not going to win. The Rams is the bet to win the division right now. They're plus money coming this week. We talked about that. Brady.
I was pumping up the Seahawks before this weekend, and I got to read.
Well, I mean, 2 weeks ago when I think the Cardinals, either right before the Packers game or right after, when we talked about, we polled the 3 of us and on who would win the NFC West, and none of us picked the Cardinals, even though they were in first place by themselves at that point.
I picked the Rams, right? I'm sure I picked the Rams.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, tiny package is a classic. It's a clip and save. It's
the clip and save all day long.
Oh boy.
Go Heels! Tiny package.
Didn't Brinson say they had a package of plays for him?
That was you, dum-dum.
No, I said they had a package of plays. You said he had a tiny package.
A tiny package of plays.
But you didn't say that. All plays. You just said he had a tiny package. Let me see if I can bring up really quickly the division odds. Wow. At Caesars, the Cardinals are still minus 150. The Rams are plus 125. The Seahawks are 60-1, and the 49ers are 70-1. If you can bet on the Rams to win the NFC West at plus money, please go do that. I know Robert Woods is out, but they got Odell Beckham. They had Von Miller. This is a better team than the Cardinals. The Cardinals currently have the tiebreaker. The Rams are going to win that division. Now, I'm going to look like an idiot if on Monday night this completely flips, but Rams at plus money to win the NFC West is a good bet. Go bet that. What was I about to say? I completely forgot.
Even if the Rams lose on Monday night, I would still pick them to win the division.
Yeah, I think so too.
Their people are their main.
Sorry.
Robert Woods aside, they have their guys are healthy, and they have, as you mentioned, Odell, and maybe that jumpstarts them and all that.
The thing I think for the Cardinals, so they have the Seahawks and then their bye, and the Seahawks is on the road. I honestly, and this sounds kind of crazy, I think they should sit Kyler Murray against the Seahawks and give him 4 weeks of get this guy healthy, because this team is not going to do anything meaningful without Kyler Murray.
Well, here's the thing: if they're going to lose the division, and they understand that, and by they I mean Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim, and they understand it in the sense that they think it's unlikely, that it doesn't make sense to roll them out there, because as Breech notes, just win 3 more games and you're in. Yep. So unless you're going to get the first overall pick and get the bye, do the math.
And then seed, but yeah, Bears, Lions. Right. You need to beat the Bears and the Lions. If you beat the Bears and the Lions on the road, and win one home game, you are all but guaranteed to be in the playoffs.